Back at it again. So I've got two videos here that I'm going to be stitching together in this one today. And we're going to be talking about a very, very important topic that I'm going to continue to highlight, and I think needs to be highlighted even more, right? Because we have way too many people in this country that don't truly realize the horrors of what they're trying to take us into. So until they do, and until, we probably won't be able to educate everyone, because there's going to be a good portion of people that are going to just be deniers. Oh no, that's not what it is. That's not the way it's, see, they're doing it wrong, blah, blah, you know, that, of course. But then there's also going to be a good number of people that are going to be like I was, who was part of the left, but just needed to be made aware of the truth. And as soon as we're made aware of the truth, the light bulb instantly comes on, right? We're not going to deny it. I mean, you tell me the truth and show me the facts and the statistics and a video to back it. Oh, well, you got me. Boom. Fact is a fact. So, hey, before we hop into the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. What are you waiting on? All right? And let's dive in.
Welcome back to Fox and Friends. As Biden's job approval among Hispanics sinks to 24%, many Latinos are waking up to left-wing economic policies. Our next guest left Venezuela in 2016 and is currently a PhD student in economics at Columbia. Now he's founded a new project to teach young people about the horrors of socialism. Daniel Demartino, founder of the Dissident Project, is here to tell us his story. Daniel, it's so great to have you. I had you on my podcast before. Tell me about this project, because I can't think of anything we need more than to tell the truth about what communism and socialism brings to countries.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and that's why I started this. Well, it all came out because last year Florida passed a law that requires students to learn about socialism, communism in schools. Recently, Governor DeSantis signed another, making November 7th the day for the victims of communism.
Shout out to DeSantis. Shout out to DeSantis. He is doing some fantastic work. That should be like across the nation. A thing across the nation, every single state and every single school, you teach about that at least one day a year, the truth about it. And you could possibly have guys like this who are from it come in and talk about it. I think that's a fantastic idea.
And the truth is that if schools are going to teach about socialism and communism, what's a better way than to have first-hand experience in schools?
Yes.
And how are they going to afford it? So that's why I created the Dissident Project along with Young Voices. And we got a group of donors. We have a group of 8 people who came from socialist countries, Venezuela, Hong Kong, Cuba, and even North Korea, who are ready to tell their stories. We're going to go to schools all over the country, especially in Florida, and teach students that socialism is not the way to solve our problems.
Right. I mean, you've seen this kind of, we're starting to see this inflation, all the economic hardships that your family went through. Many Americans are starting to experience that.
Yeah, I mean, when I see a situation here with inflation, with government regulation, with the justice system, I think that we need to wake up and understand that we teach students about so many totalitarian systems, but we don't teach them about the one that has killed the greatest number of people in the world, which is socialism. Over 100 million people have died, and hundreds of millions of people live today under socialist regimes. Yeah. It's just about teaching history, right? Which is what the left wants to do.
Yeah, but there has been, I mean, as a parent, there has been an absolute blackout on the death and destruction of socialism and communism. Many polls for young people will say they prefer to live in a socialist system than a capitalist system, or they'll rank, you know, Donald Trump as more dangerous than Pol Pot or Stalin, because they actually don't know about the millions of people that were killed under those regimes. I want to talk to you about another topic, because we mentioned this on my podcast From the Kitchen Table. We had you on. If you haven't seen it, you should absolutely go back and watch this podcast, because I had Daniel and another Venezuelan on, and we talked about some of the parallels that you were seeing between what's happening here and what was happening before everything collapsed in Venezuela. And one of the things that I asked you was, when did you know that Venezuela was going down? And you said, and the other guest said the same thing, which was when the justice system became corrupt, which is fascinating because so many Americans are starting to see this going on with our own justice system, that you can't count on rule of law and that there are two tiers of justice.
Yeah, and it's certainly true. I think that, America is a country with a great future. I don't think that we should fall on the on desperation that we're gonna, go down or feel like things are out of control. I think the American people are in the driver's seat of what happens in this country, and I think that that's exactly why we need to wake up and teach children about socialism. We need to, fix our justice system, convict criminals. We've been seeing with the DAs all over the country, right? The San Francisco voters, the most liberal city in the nation, perhaps, they recalled Chesa Boudin.
That's right.
Chesa Boudin worked for Hugo Chavez, Rachel.
Yes, he did.
He was his translator. So this really, I think, should bring the point home that there are people tied with foreign socialist regimes as politicians in this country trying to break down our country. And we
Oh, no. Get him out ASAP. Get this man out of here. What? And anybody else that's like him, get him out now. Jeez,
they're not allowed.
What
Yeah, and you're right. The people did fight back. And Chesa Boudin was Hugo Chavez's translator, also the son of domestic terrorists, weather underground domestic terrorists. So if you can do it in San Francisco, you can do it anywhere. You're doing great work. And you said that you have a call out for teachers really, really fast. I don't have a lot of time.
Yes, of course. Well, look, if you are a high school teacher in the United States, anywhere in the country, the Dissident Project, you can contact us at dissidentproject.org, and we'll go to your school. We'll sell someone who lived in a socialist country, and we'll tell their story and connect it to what's happening in America, which is just about teaching history, and it's a nonpartisan organization.
Wow. You're so great. So great to have you on the show, Dan.
That's amazing. We need more programs just like that one. More programs. I mean, if we got to spend our tax dollars on it, I'm all for it. I don't care. I mean, we spend our tax dollars, well, I don't know if I can even talk about that, but, we're spending quite a lot of money somewhere else currently. So, I'm all for spending money on protecting our future. Absolutely. But let's jump into this next video here.
In your opinion, is socialism a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, I think people kind of throw that word around to try to scare you. But if helping people is socialism, then I'm for it.
It could really benefit our country in the future.
I think it's a good idea.
Socialism as a concept, as a philosophy is good. I think that it's got a bad rep.
Trying to spread the wealth is definitely a good thing in America, and it's definitely a thing that's needed.
There's a lot of things with social welfare that I think would be good to have.
Do you have a positive reaction to socialism or a negative one?
I'd say a more positive one. I'm definitely more open to it.
But we should have a standard of living for all people.
Okay.
Just by default, that should just be available.
If we did it democratically, then we could really incorporate socialism.
Like,
No. You work for what you have. If you're giving people everything, what's the incentive to even work? What's the incentive to even try to better yourself? Maybe you should stop going to colleges that teach you all this woke crap and sell you on degrees that mean absolutely nothing in the real world. I'm just saying. Just add my 2 cents in. All right.
definitely seems like a more feasible option, and it could help more people. Like, just as a broad term, it could help more people.
How would you define socialism?
I mean, honestly, that definition gets thrown around a lot. I'm not exactly sure.
How would you view what socialism?
There's the truth. She was about to try to say some BS. They don't even know what it is. They have no clue. They're voting for something that they don't even know about. Oh yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Well, I mean, what's the definition of it? Well, I don't know. You don't see that as a problem?
Definition gets thrown around a lot. I'm not exactly sure.
How would you view what socialism is, though? Economically, what is socialism?
Economically, So
you don't know?
I'm gonna think about that for a second.
Of course.
Jeez. I guess just specifically just, getting rid of that wealth gap in the United States.
What does that
how
even
would
mean?
I describe it as little words possible?
Goodness gracious, this is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I guarantee you, if you ask these folks, hey, what are the Kardashians' names? They could tell you. Did you see what happened at the Grammys? They could tell you. But no, this big thing that's really, really important, that could change the fabric of an entire nation, that you support, you don't even know what it is. But you could tell me the Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians' names. Every single one of them. Wow. It just further highlights my point that after midterms and after 24, schools need to be shut down and overhauled completely. Or maybe not shut down. One of you guys had a great point. You don't have to shut them down. But there needs to be a policy put forth that we actually teach students what they should be taught. Not this woke crap. If you're caught teaching anything woke, you'll be fired immediately. And there will be a database that we keep so that you can't just go to the next county over and become a teacher again. Your teaching career is over for good on all levels, top to bottom. I think that has to be done. It has to be. It has to be. These are college students thinking like this.
It's possible.
How would you define socialism?
I mean, it's definitely more of an open form of government, and it feels like a lot more accessible to a lot more people. And that's kind of how I see it, like being more accessible and more kind of like equal ground. Yeah.
What does that mean necessarily, though?
To be quite honest, I don't know.
Of course you don't know. I don't know, but does anybody else get frustrated watching some of these videos? I know I do. I really do. NPCs, man. NPCs. We've literally bred a generation of non-playable characters. Mindless zombies. Robots. Whatever you want to call them. Programmed robots. People were talking about robots a few years ago. Oh, robots are going to take over. Well, they're actually here, and they're in human form. They've been programmed very, very well with our tax dollars. It's disgusting. Y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Please share this video to everyone you can possibly share this video with. Every single person. This is absolutely bonkers. I'm out, y'all. I'm out.